Charlamagne Tha Grub back on the screen here. He was on Piers Morgan, which I guess is called Talk TV. Maybe this is internet stuff. I have no idea. No clue why he was really on there. Probably just, you know, America stuff, right? Because if you want to get the scoop on America, you go to Charlamagne Tha Grub. I just want to play a couple clips real quick, highlight a couple little things that I noticed. This first part really highlights Charlamagne's bitchness. I'm not talking about his bitchiness, which sure, he has that. I'm talking about how he's a bitch. Let's check it out.
You were born Leonard Larry McKelvey, and I'm a big...
Leonard, I got to correct you for
Leonard,
my mom.
I'm sorry, Charlamagne. Leonard, yes. I'm sorry. You'd be called Leonard over here.
Oh, look at, you'd be called Leonard over here, and he just shuts up and takes it like he always does from white people. You know, he's such a black leader, but he sure can't stand up to the white man, can he? I just want to see his face one more time. Let's watch that.
And I'm a big...
Leonard, I got to correct you for my mom.
I'm sorry, Charlamagne. Leonard, yes. I'm sorry. You'd be called Leonard over here. But what's interesting about you...
He's like, no, I wouldn't be. It's actually spelled different. It's not even spelled like Leonard. It's literally spelled Leonard. This next little clip, Piers is going to get to the bottom of this Charlamagne Tha God business, okay? So let's see why he is who he is.
I completely agree. Now, it takes a healthy ego, let me put it like that, to rename yourself the God. Why did you do that?
Because I grew up studying the 5% teachers.
What's a lisp sound like when you laugh? That's actually how he laughs. Hold on.
Why did you do that?
Because I grew up studying the 5% teachers. You know, and in the 5% teachings, they teach you that God is a Greek word derived from your...
Maybe you should have studied teaching that you can say the word to, though. Maybe not 5%. Maybe like Taco Bell or something. You know what I mean?
Because I grew up studying the 5% teachings. You know, and in the 5% teachings, they teach you that God is a Greek word derived from the Aramaic words Guma Azdabar, which means wisdom, strength, and beauty. And the first letter of each word was used by Greek students in their identification of their, you know, Egyptian teachers.
The fuck are you talking about? Everything this guy says is a pre-planned, rehearsed script. Just like when he goes on Stephen Colbert. Let's watch this.
I watched the Republican National Convention last week, and I'm watching the Democratic National Convention this week, and I'm looking at all of these bright, experienced people at the DNC, whether it's Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and I'm thinking...
Like all criminals too, by the way. Yeah, criminals!
These experienced people are trying to convince us that they can run the country better than the star of Celebrity Apprentice.
That's fair. I say the same thing. That's fair.
Like, something's off about that. It's like Kim Kardashian telling us, you know what, I can play basketball better than LeBron James and make the NBA great again. Like,
listen. Yikes. He's not good at this. And I think that's what's so aggravating about Charlamagne. It's not the things that he says are so bad. It's just that he's so bad at saying them. You know what I mean? He doesn't deserve, like, he's not good. He has no talent. So it doesn't make sense. And especially with him constantly bitching about certain groups of people not getting privileges. I think you've been privileged pretty well. All right, let's get to this dinner feast here. The Biden clip.
Very interesting. And that Biden clip that we had at the end there, let's move to the general political scene in America right now. Biden's claim there in that interview that if you're a black person in America, you should be voting for him. Let's just replay that again, just to remind viewers of this.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Cool.
What did you make of that?
So silly. Such a silly thing to say. Hilarious that no one cared about that too.
What was your instinctive reaction?
My instinctive reaction was exactly what I said in that moment. Like, you know, it's not about Trump.
It's not about Trump. It's about doing whatever the people who pay me to say the stuff I'm about to say is what I'm saying.
About me, you know, wanting to, you know, get something for my community, you know.
Hello, puppet. He's a puppet, guys. A puppet?
So transactional, we vote for you, you do something for us. And so that's literally where
he understands that very well. They pay him to say these things. So he gets money to say these things. So he understands transactions. So let me go to this other thing real quick. This is from 2019. Some of these things are old. I'm piecing this thing together, guys. Just stay with me. They kind of go over some of Trump's thing, bringing down black unemployment. There's like a First Step Act that he did, blah, blah, blah. But radio show host, author, television personality Leonard, Charlamagne Tha God, has had a warning for black voters who think Trump presidency might equal financial prosperity. It's not worth it in the end of the day. It's not worth it at the end of the day. He doesn't really elaborate on this. He just thinks Trump isn't good. Speaking on the sidelines of Black Technology Conference Afrotech in Oakland, California, the radio host explained that while boosting black wealth is important, which I guess Trump is doing, right? I think he's agreeing on that. Voting for Trump might be paying too high of a price. Why? Why wouldn't people want to vote in their best interest? Didn't you just say that? I think you say that in this clip. Hold on.
Mine was that. And even with that, you ain't black comment that he made, I think he got that from black people that were around him at the time. And I think that was a granddad joke.
A granddad or grand wizard joke? What is that? What do you mean?
I think what he was trying to say is simply, if you vote for Donald Trump as a black person, you may be voting against your own interests.
Right, but let's go to this clip. Let's go to this article. Financial freedom is definitely our only hope, but we also have to remember that we're black at the end of the day, so you can't vote for Trump if you're black for no reason whatsoever. He just might be the end of the world.
What do you think about that?
As far as what do I think about what?
About what you just said about what people may have thought Biden meant. Do you think that is true? Do you think you're voting against your own interests as a black American if you vote for Trump?
Yes, I do. Because, I feel like, Donald Trump is a threat to democracy.
Why? Why, Charlamagne? You're going to elaborate, I'm sure. Let's check it out.
When you talk about a country that could be leaning toward fascism because you have people in a party that are leaning toward fascism, as a black person or any minority, I don't think, you would want to live under a fascist regime.
When he's defining this word.
Define fascism. Authoritarianism. Define fascism. I mean, the rejection of democracy, the rule of law, and equal rights under the law in favor of a strong man, Donald Trump, who interprets the popular will.
Look at, you see?
Law.
You see?
Authoritarianism. Define fascism.
Right, watch.
I mean, the rejection of democracy, the rule of law, and equal rights under the law in favor of a strong man, Donald Trump.
He Googled the word. No minorities can think for themselves too, by the way. You have to think like Charlamagne. Think that we have gotten to the point in our society where we can take those chances on a president who may be putting money in our pockets, but rolling back all of our civil rights. What civil rights? One of your phony 5 reasons on the Colbert Report or whatever, some 5 made up jokes that are truths. I don't even know how your lisp says it. Truths. It's German. He probably talks like that too when he's hanging out with Colbert and Jew Stewart. And just to tie this all together, Charlamagne's saying he's going to vote for Biden. Let's see how that changes, because check out this poll from CNN real quick.
Is down at 39%, 61% of Americans disapprove. He's been hanging at that low point, guys, for quite some time. We talk about the mood of the country 14 months out from a presidential election. Not that great. 3 in 10 Americans, that's it, say things are going well.
Not that great. This is from CNN. Okay, so obviously they haven't made the phone call to Charlamagne yet. And trust me, once they do, his attitude about Biden will be changing once again. Jeremiah, what do we got next?